guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the China Glaze OMG Flashback collection of 6 linear holographic polishes. They brought back half of their original 12 polishes in the 2008 OMG collection of linear holographics. And each of these polishes has a little bit more robust formula. I don't have actually any of those original OMG polishes. They were kind of really hard to get your hands on. Like, people were paying crazy a lot of money for them on eBay, I feel like. And I was just like, nah, I'm okay. I'll just buy some indie polishes. Anyway, so this is fun to have these now. They also have the difference of a holographic cap to them. They have a slightly different brush as China Glaze has kind of, you know, evolved throughout the years, but for the most part they're the same color, maybe a little bit more saturated in pigmentation from what I can tell online. I'm going to swatch everything for you live application style. Just as always, I'm going to show you some indoor and some outdoor shots, and all of them have a nice easy 2-coat formula. Like I said, this teal is basically a 1-coater. That's the only one that's like that though. And they do have a nice holographic flare, better than the silver that was released in their recent spring collection, and better than the one that was released in the My Little Pony collection, better than those. So I'm happy about that. Let's go ahead and get into live application. First, real quick, I already told you what's on my nails. On my lips, I have this beautiful Marc Jacobs lippy that I got in a Sephora Favorites box. This is basically the softest, plushest feeling lip product that I think I've ever put on my lips. It was so soft I was afraid I was going to break it. It's called Night Mauves number 310, and it feels just really, really nice. Okay, let's get to swatching. So the first polish in the collection is this polish called Night with the number 2, and this is a lovely, very cool toned blue linear holo. This is the polish that I did direct comparison with the Color Club. This polish applied nicely in 2 coats. I do, like I said before, appreciate the holographic payoff that you're getting with these polishes. It's not my favorite, like I said, but it's also not disappointing. So I really liked that. I felt like it was a nice bump up in the caliber of their holographics. And I also really do like the caps. That doesn't make a huge difference because what you're looking for is the holographic quality of these polishes, but I think that they're fun. So anyway, this first one is Night. This next one is called BFF, and this is the magenta, like purpley magenta shade, and I thought this one was really pretty. It goes nicely in 2 coats. Yeah, I have other berry holographics that I like a lot better because they are a lot more pigmented, but for the sakes of this video, it applies nicely. It does give me some lovely holographic payoff, so I did think that this was a good polish. Next up, I have the teal that I have on my nails, and this is called Deviate. This one is a little bit staining. That's the only problem. Lots of times teals can be staining, but it is also the most pigmented, so there is a lot of pigment in here. They were really trying to make sure this looks absolutely teal and not silvery teal. The other thing about that though is because it has so much teal in it, the holographic nature, the flare is a little bit less in this one than some of the others. Which I just feel like they just didn't add enough holographic. That's my general feeling about this collection. It's better than it was before, but it still doesn't make it great, if that makes any sense. I do think that the color on this is really pretty, but I would probably choose another teal linear holographic over this one. So anyway, this is Deviate. The next polish in the collection is the purple, and this is a beautiful silvered out royal purple called IDK, and it's lovely. This is actually one of the sheerer ones. This and the silver were on the sheerer side, but it still does build up okay at 2 coats. You could go for a 3rd if you want to make sure that you're richening up that base color just a little bit more. And I do like the color. I think it's very, very pretty, and it's purple, so that already gives it kind of like a step up for me. I would probably choose a little bit more richly pigmented purple, but again, the holographic element is there, so I do like that. Next up we have OMG, the namesake of the collection. Now, like I said, these holographics are much better than the silver that they released both in the spring collection, and essentially they released the same exact polish in their My Little Pony collection. This looks very similar, but the holographic component is stronger. They put more of it in, which I appreciated. Also, this polish is one of the sheerer ones, so built it up 2 to 3 coats maybe. But yeah, this one does have a very nice, beautiful holographic finish, so I really enjoyed that. This is OMG. The last polish in the collection is this orangey red, which I like. I like the fact that this is something that I don't see a ton of, is an orangey red holographic. And the Color Club collection did not have a polish in this hue, so they have a gold instead in the place of where the red is holding a place in this collection. So I did actually really like this one. I think this is probably one of my favorites out of the collection just for that reason, that I don't have a ton of holographics like this. This is called TTYL, talk to you later. And 2 coats, you're going to get good coverage in 2 coats, and I've shown you indoors and outdoors with those 2 coats to let you see the holographic flare at its strongest outdoors to give its best chance to show off. So anyway, yep, that's the last polish in the collection. So real quick, the other day I did a comparison on Instagram. I compared the blue from this collection to the blue recently released in the Color Club linear holographic collection in the Halo Chromes. And as you guys saw on my Instagram, I'll pop up a little picture here for you. The differences are, in my opinion, the Color Club polishes have a lot more of the holographic pigment in them. It makes the flare of the holo a lot stronger, and it's going to make this a really much more intensive holographic experience. The China Glaze one, I think that they use a little bit less holographic pigment, but they also use a smaller particle size. So it makes it so that as you're seeing the rainbow shift on your nail, you're not seeing as much of the particles. It's more of a smoother shift, and that's because they use a much smaller particle size, and it almost makes it so you can see a little bit more rainbow of color. So it's maybe not as intense, but you can see a little bit more complexity of the rainbow. Now for me, like I stated on my Instagram as well, given those factors, I would still probably choose the Color Club one because I like a very holographic. I've been spoiled by indie polishes. Indie makers, they put a lot of holographic pigment into their polishes. You're really getting your money's worth. And so when I have like these 2 mainstream brands that are doing essentially the same exact thing, the one that is more holographic is the one that I'm going to like more because I feel like it's more worth my money. Does that make sense? So that's my personal opinion. You don't have to have the same opinion as me. As you can tell, I'm kind of just like lukewarm about this collection. I'm not disappointed because it didn't play me like the one in the My Little Pony collection. But I'm also not thrilled because I have other things to directly compare it to, and I just feel like I feel like if they just added, you know, an extra 1/8 of a teaspoon per polish of the component, it just would have been like mind-blowing like in indie polishes, but they just don't want to because it's too expensive. So that's, I mean, I come at this with a little bit more, it's a different outlook than maybe some of you may be having, because as a maker, I know, you know, what you actually need to add to a linear holo to make it very, very hollow and very pigmented. And I know that it costs money to do that because holographic pigment is expensive. So yeah, if you were gonna say to me which one should I get, I would definitely say get the Color Club, but I would say actually just buy some indie linear holos. But I know it's not, you know, available to everyone. Anyway, you guys, I hope that you found this helpful. Let me know what your favorite one out of the collection is, or what your favorite linear holo of all time. Let us know, especially since I was talking about, you know, maybe other options besides this collection. Maybe some people would like to hear what your favorites are. So leave that down below. Thanks for stopping by for this review. I hope to see you back for the next one very soon. Take care. Bye.